Hello, my friends. Jacob is here once again. I wasn't going to do a show today. I'm working on tomorrow's show, and I think that it's going to be a big eye-opener, so look forward to it sometime during the morning, hopefully. Joe Rogan just had another podcast. Well, I got to tell you, it just seems like within the last week or so, it has been... he's really touching on a lot of things right now that the internet is censoring. Now, here's the problem, right? Is that the internet has 100% confused everybody. There is just so much information out there, like nobody knows what to believe. No one knows what's true. No one knows what's not true. No one knows where to go for truth. It is a day where the dragon, if you will, the beast system, if you will, has just flooded the earth in hopes that it would just carry us away so that we could never be free, that we can never find the truth for ourselves. So there has been a concerted effort to silence people that have different views than what, those that are in charge want. There has been a concerted effort to silence that. You see, so it's hard to know what's true today. That's the problem, right? But I will say that after watching Joe Rogan today, I just feel like I gotta say something because, last week it was Alex Jones, right? Having Alex Jones, now it's the road to redemption. I've done my programs on that, how I can see that this could be used as an attempt to further censor people. Then it was Tim Pool and his brilliant debate that he had with Jack Dorsey and his head counsel. And once again, here we have today, he has a program, I'll link below. He has Dr. Peter Hotez, who is he creates vaccines, he's a pediatrician, his daughter also has autism, and his book, which is out right now, is a pro-vaccine book. And on the program, he talks about how there are 19 books ahead of his that are based on a bunch of nonsense. Now, I want to tell you something. See, I am not a doctor. I don't know the ins and the outs of anything. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I completely trust the government and I completely trust Big Pharma, because I don't. Because there's been so much corruption and there's been so much and so many people that have been hurt and taken advantage of because of greed, corporate greed. So this is Professor Hotez's book. It's about his daughter. Vaccines did not cause Rachel's autism. My journey as a vaccine scientist, pediatrician, and autism dad. You see, he's got, about 122 reviews, and he was complaining on the show because, it really was something to look at the reviews that he had gotten, which, 48% of the reviews he has are just 1 star. And when you look at these reviews, you can clearly see there is quite a bit of, targeted attacks going on. And I'm in no way endorsing this guy's book. I haven't read it. But I do find it strange that he has more people giving him a 1-star review, and it just seems coincidental. So you can understand why the guy is just so upset and calling really for organizations like Amazon to stop pushing books that have, a different opinion. And that's where it gets scary. That's where it gets really scary. Because what if he's not right? What if he's wrong? And I'm not saying he's wrong. But it's scary to think that right now the talk is we need to silence people. That a difference of opinion shouldn't even be sold on Amazon. That no one should have access to a different idea. And once again, I am not against vaccines. But we do know that within the last week or so, or I should say within the last month or so, that we've heard especially lately, that there's going to be a big concerted push to silence voices that are against vaccines. Anti-vaxxer channels are going to take a hit. We know this right now because they're saying that any channel that's discussing this, they consider it to be harmful towards children. So the children must be protected. Now, this is what's interesting, was that on Joe's show, I mean, here this guy, it's like, I named the last show Hero or Pawn because either A, he's doing a great service to us all, and he's endorsed by a lot of the wrong people, sure. But on the flip side of the coin, man, would this be like just the perfect avenue for propaganda? Because I watched this interview and I thought to myself, my God, I cannot believe that people are still contracting measles. Now, everyone in my family has been vaccinated. And I'm not exactly 100% comfortable with all the things that they tell us to do. Now, I haven't gotten my flu shot, a lot of my children, but I'm not telling you not to, because I just simply don't know enough about it. It was frightening for me to do this program to begin with, and I consider that to be a problem. I shouldn't have to be worried about coming on here and just giving my opinion. But the day that we're in right now dictates that I got to be careful. Because if I say the wrong thing, some algorithm's going to pick it up, and next thing you know, I got to fight something. But when I was watching Joe, when I was watching him talk with this doctor, this doctor was passionate. Man, he was angry. And Joe, he brought up great points. He said, look, maybe there should be a healthy debate, but it seemed like the doctor, he didn't want to have a debate. He says you shouldn't, but just by debating them, you give them credibility, and that's not right. It's a lot of stuff that is just so strange to me. It's just strange to me, the timing of him having this. I don't know if Joe Rogan is doing a censorship week, if that's what it is, an attack on liberty and freedom week, where he's A, trying to get things right again, or B, part of the problem, whether he knows it or not. Just an interesting day that we're in. I think you should check out the program because it was a very, very persuasive podcast. And that's all I got to say about that. Once again, I'm not for it. I'm not against it. But I do think that the way to take care of things is just to silence and, what are we what are we going to start book burning? Is that next? Because, it sounded to me like that could be next. And see, here's the problem. Like, what happens if there is legislation, right? And we do use this as an excuse as to why people should, not hear about stuff, because it's dangerous, right, to believe a bunch of lies. But instead of shutting people down, because there are a lot of situations where the truth may be that, maybe a certain thing isn't necessary. Maybe it actually is causing a big problem in somebody's life. Maybe like Joe, when he brought up the Lyme disease and the vaccine that was said to have caused Lyme disease, maybe we shouldn't just silence people. Maybe we should hear them out. God, this whole censorship thing is such a bummer to me. It's just such a bummer to me. And the sad thing is, I'm starting to understand why. And I just hope that, this doesn't, I just hope that this doesn't open up a whole other can of worms. Because who's to say this victory you win, and then down the road, you're being forced to take vaccines. And who's to say that those are really the best for you? I don't know. I will say that, all my children have been vaccinated, and I do listen to my doctors. But, how can anybody really know, especially with so much corruption going on? In any event, I just find it strange, the timing of it, and the show that he has. I don't know. Leave a comment below what you think, and look forward to tomorrow's show. It's going to be a real eye-opener, one of those prophetic ones. Things that are going on in the world today. Just so interesting. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Jacob Israel. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this channel around. If these shows have helped you, Help Jacob to reach more any way you can, and have the best day ever.